Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Walker Ford in sunny Clearwater, Florida, and guess what? I have that one V8 powered drop top that still is in production. It's this car right here. This is a 2024 totally redesigned S650 Mustang GT convertible. But before we get into this iconic silver, that's the name of the color, iconic silver drop top pony car, let's talk about what's going on here. Ford really created this segment of the auto industry all the way back in 1964 and a half when they came out with the 65 Mustang. In the beginning stages, there really wasn't any competition. But then a car came out from a rival brand known as the Chevrolet Camaro. Now what's fascinating, fast forward to 2024, this is the last year to buy a Camaro, brand new, off your dealership lot. The reason why is in December of 2023, they ended production and they are not going to continue production forever. Now, there may be some Camaro four-door sedan or an EV powered Camaro. That's not a Camaro. Let's be real. So if you want a Camaro, it's time to get one now. Now, I'm not saying you have to get a Camaro. There is another option, and it's with this car here. Both of them powered with a big old V8 engine, both of them drop tops, and both of them performance cars. So what I want to find out is, do you go for one of those last 2024 Chevrolet Camaro SSs? Remember, SS, Super Sport. Or do you go with the 5.0, the Mustang GT? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this one and see how you should spend your money. Right off the bat, the style. I really feel like, especially the S650 Mustang, the platform, a drop top really fits it well. And I'm not really a big convertible guy, but it just looks right. Now at the front of the business, if you're looking between the Camaro or the Mustang, both of them are gonna have full LED lighting. And on the Mustang, you have your LED headlights, daytime running lamps, and your tri-bar turn signals. Down below with the restyle, you got a big zonk. We have some blocked off fake vents. So to me, that needs to be functional on a performance car. And with the 5.0, the 5-liter Coyote powered Mustang, it should have that with maybe some brake cooling, maybe some aero work, anything other than just being blocked off. Now the good news is on the Chevrolet Camaro, both corner vents are fully functional. So something to think about. More functionality on the exterior at the front of the vehicle compared to the Mustang. But I am starting to dig more and more the front end of the new Mustang, more so than a Camaro SS. That's just me. Now, as we come across the front grille, this is my favorite part. You got this massive grille area, fully functional with our aluminum style pony, going all the way back to 1964 and a half. You got your twin snorkel inlets. Those are also functional. And then down below, you do have functionality on the lower grille. Now, with the Camaro, the one thing I like more than the front of the Mustang is that all of the materials are the same. So what I mean by that is all of the materials are flat black on a Camaro SS. This, when you go Mustang GT, you have some flat black and you have some gloss black. So let me know in the comment section, which front end do you like better, the Camaro SS or this Mustang GT? Now, as we rise up, that iconic silver, like I said, sparkles so nicely, shows the new crisp body lines. You are gonna have a gloss black heat extractor, looks almost identical to the one on the Camaro. Sort of like imitation is the greatest form of flattery. On the Camaro, it's flat black because, like I said, all the materials are the same, whereas on the Mustang, the GT has a gloss black upper grille and a gloss black heat extractor. Now, as we come around the bend, this particular Mustang has some optional wheels. These are 20-inch wheels. They're actually 20/9 V-spoke design all the way around. It's almost like a hand-polished aluminum finish to it. Lurking behind, you are gonna have 6-piston Brembo calipers with the Mustang name on it. Now, if you compare this to the Chevrolet Camaro SS, the SS comes with 20-inch wheels, so you don't have to get an optional 20-inch wheel. The Mustang GT does not come standard with a 20-inch wheel. That's why you have these optional ones. And you do have larger brake calipers on this Mustang GT compared to the SS. So that's another thing to think about. But I'm digging the style of the wheel, especially with the particular color that we have. Now going down the side, you got your 5.0. Obviously that Coyote V8 engine, a little bit different setup than the pushrod V8 that's underneath the hood of the Camaro SS, but we'll talk about that when we get underneath the hood. And then of course from the side, you got to decide whether you want to be like Vanilla Ice. You know, you got your drop top down with your 5.0, or are you going to go Chevrolet Camaro SS? But I do like the way they paint all the way around the window frame for the windshield. Color match on the mirror caps. You got a little bit of a side sill extension, and then another area where it does sort of look a little bit like a Camaro. A lot of people are talking about right in this area. And you could see it, how that flare happens. It's very Camaro-esque. But where the Camaro wins on the styling is right here. There's no tonneau cover. I don't like the way on a Mustang GT, there's no body cover to cover this up, the top. On a Camaro, you do have a nice tonneau cover, and it just makes it look more complete, if that makes sense. Now coming back towards the rear, what do we got going on here? Why do we have this? Everything should be within the puck on the back. Why do we have this? I don't know. On the Camaro, you don't have that. So to me, that's a zonk, this little guy. Now, as you swing it around back, I do like the tail. You do have an optional blade. That's what they call this, a blade style trunklet spoiler. On a Camaro SS, you get a spoiler standard. You don't have to option one in. You have our tri-bar taillights, LED, our GT badge, and then working our way down, we do have the optional Ford Performance exhaust. Make it louder, make it quieter, depending on how many people you want to piss off. You can get an optional GM Performance exhaust on your Camaro SS as well, but that is an option on the Mustang GT. But we talked about the exterior. Let's pop the hood and talk power between this and the Camaro. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have hood struts. The Camaro has hood struts as well. I love the strut top brace. That's something on the Camaro SS. You don't have a strut top brace to stiffen up the front of the vehicle, but it's what's underneath the bracing that matters. What do we got? A 5-liter dual throttle body. Those two silver things at the front of the engine there are 2 throttle bodies. So dual throttle body, V8, you're looking at 486 horsepower. And then of course, you have 418 pound-feet of torque. Now you can get a manual, you can get an automatic. It depends on which way you want to go. We, in this one, have a 10-speed automatic, and it's the same story in the Camaro. 6-speed manual or 10-speed automatic. 0 to 60 in this particular setup, you're looking right around 3.9 seconds. And that's another thing that's interesting, is that because the Mustang weighs a little bit more, this weighs about 4,000 pounds, the Camaro is a little lighter. It's actually a little smaller vehicle because of the chassis that it sits on. It sits on that Alpha chassis that the Cadillac ATS V sat on. When you look at the Camaro, it doesn't have as much horsepower. This has 486 horsepower. The Camaro has 455 horsepower, but here is the difference. The Camaro is pushrod, the old school pushrod V8. So we have 455 pound-feet of torque. What's interesting is with the two cars, they accelerate almost at the same speed, 0 to 60 about 3.8, 3.9 seconds, top speed around 155 miles per hour. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire this Coyote V8 up and hear its roar. All right, guys, we are inside this Mustang GT. I put the convertible top up just to make it a little easier for Steven. You know, I wake up each and every morning of my life and I say, you know what? How can I make Steven Flood's life easier? And this is one way by doing it. Putting up the top gives him some shade so that there's not a bunch of glare all over the interior shot of this Mustang GT. But I know you're probably saying to yourself, well, Joe, this is a tough choice. And I kind of feel like I'm pressured. Well, guess what? The pressure is on you because, like I said, if you want a brand new, you'll always be able to buy pre-owned Camaros. But if you want a brand new Camaro SS, the days are counting down. But if you want one of these Mustangs and you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, lay it on me. I'm sitting down. I hope I'm not going to pass out. How much is it? Well, here it is. MSRP for this one, $59,000. But let's see what you get for your money. To the door panels. Clean, updated style. I like the door panel much better than the one in the Camaro. But remember, the Camaro hasn't really been redesigned since like 2018. So that's where you're going to see the difference in the materials. Door pocket is good enough to where you could easily get, I would say, a 1 pound bag of boiled peanuts. You know how you see those stands on the side of the road that sell boiled peanuts? You could put a 1 pound bag in there and munch on them for miles and miles. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, it's all in the materials. Soft touch, the stitching. In a Camaro, all of it's hard plastic. This, you got nice soft touch. You got this leather style material with the stitching. And then when you come in, you got massive screen size. In a Camaro, it's 8-inch. In a Mustang, a new Mustang, it's 13 inches. The big difference though is the Camaro, it's nice and integrated. This, it's the billboard style, but you do have heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You got your maps with the Sync 4 system, and then you got a cornucopia of different features and settings, which are really nice. You go into My Mustang, and I mean, look at this, spinning around. You can it's like spinning the bottle. Who are you gonna kiss? Thank God I'm not kissing Steven. But anyways, you can adjust the active exhaust, nice, change the colors, all that stuff. Now, working your way down, you got easy access buttons. None of them are for AC controls because everything is within the AC of the screen. USB-C, USB-A, home power source, 12 volt, wireless charging. This is where you could keep your time slips or maybe pictures of all the Camaros that you beat at the drag strip. This is going to control that 10-speed automatic. Like I said, the Camaro also has a 10-speed automatic. 2 cup holders, Mustang key fob, remote start. That's fun to do when you're in a parking garage. Love the soft touch material with the stitching. Open it up. You have a place for a 12 volt and you got enough room in here, I would say, for 15 mixtapes. If you were around the 1980s, one of the big things we like to do was make mixtapes, especially when you're going to go out with a girl or something and you want to make sure that you have all the right tunes. That used to be a challenge because you would have to listen to the radio and have your finger perfectly positioned over record, and then as soon as that song came on, and then when it ended, you had to stop it or your mixtape would go to crap. So you could keep those in there. And then the leather seats. I love the stitching, the materials. Of course, power assist for the bottom portion, manual control for the back, and since they are manual controls, I could do this and show you the back seat space. More back seat room in a Mustang than in a Camaro. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this Mustang. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have your aluminum sill plate. Says Mustang on it. Makes sense. You bought a Mustang. And then you got your pedal box, aluminum throttle, brake pedal, and then a smallish dead pedal, which I'm going to zonk. And I'll zonk that in the Camaro. The Camaro's got a terrible dead pedal as well. Seat controls only for the bottom, which is kind of dumb. I wish that they would have electric seats for the back portion. With the top up, you have more room in here. Obviously, with the top down, you have even more room. Duh. But with the top up, more room in here than in the Chevrolet Camaro. Steering wheel, loving what they did with the leather, the flat bottom. You got your mode selector switch, easy to get to. Paddles behind the wheel to go up and down the 10-speed automatic. It is manual tilting and telescoping. And then, of course, you have your digital gauge cluster, which you could change those gauges. And then, of course, you could scroll through all the different modes. Just like a video game, the Camaro doesn't do that. You do have modes, but it doesn't have the cool Gran Turismo graphics. Steven really likes this because he loves Gran Turismo. Other than that, feels good in here. Let's check out the trunk and see whose is bigger. That's always a fun competition. And then we're gonna go for an on-throttle spin in this Mustang. All right, guys, time to get in the trunk. Real simple, just gonna hit the button. This is an area where the Mustang lays the smack down on the Camaro. And what's awesome about the Mustang is that no matter if the top is up or down, you still have the same amount of cargo room. Seats do fold forward, and we have the B&O sound system subwoofer back here, which is another nice touch to get that thump-a-thump, you know, when you're listening to Ice Ice Baby and you're going through the parking lot at the beach, you could have it thump-a-thumping. Whereas the Camaro, with the top up, you have a little bit amount of room. With the top down, you even have less. You could probably put about 2 loaves of Wonder Bread. That's Steven's favorite bread, by the way. But why don't we go ahead, even though we got this thing, if you're ready, I'm ready, let's go on throttle in this drop-top Mustang. As we're leaving Walker Ford, I got the drop-top down, beautiful sunny day here in Clearwater, Florida. And if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Nice. That's definitely one of the things that I love about a convertible Mustang is having that drop top experience. I'm gonna put up the side windows just to give you a little bit better ability to hear me. But definitely the heart of the convertible Mustang is alive and well with this S650 redesign. Getting to everything is well within reach. I think that in the end, you're probably gonna enjoy more the tech in this car than compared to the Camaro. I do have it in track mode, just so you know. And I'm gonna start off with the 10-speed automatic doing the shifting for me. Now, they did revise the 10-speed for model year 2024, and there is a bit of a difference between this year and last year, but the space in here, the storage areas, the wireless charging, everything is in a good spot. Plus the fact that you have ventilated seats, heated seats, and all the rest of the goodies. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Yeah! Nice shifts. Another thing you're gonna notice is that with the side glass up, you actually are getting very, very little wind buffeting inside the cabin. The air is going well over my head. And remember, I'm 6 feet tall, so with the top down, the side windows up, the air is going clearly over my head, and it's not creating a bunch of buffeting inside the vehicle. With the side windows down, it's even better. So that's the other good part. Now, the way that they have the mode selector switch on the steering wheel makes it very easy. On the Camaro, it's on the center console. I like having it right on the steering wheel. Don't even need to take your hands off the wheel. You do have paddles. Both of the vehicles have paddles behind the wheel, and both of them are plastic, so there's no difference there. But definitely where you're gonna feel better in the Mustang is visibility. Not only out the front, but the side mirrors work great. When you put the top up on either car, you're gonna have a lot of blind spots. I mean, that goes without saying. But definitely feels good behind the wheel. And to hear that V8 rumble out of the Ford Performance exhaust is well worth it. I highly recommend getting the Ford Performance exhaust, or if you're getting the Camaro, getting the GM Performance exhaust. But we're gonna get on the highway because I think you're gonna be just blown away on the highway by how nicely this thing drives. Even with the 20-inch wheels, rides really great, drives very smooth. It's a nice balance between comfort and sport. I think that's the best way to put it. Yes, you could get performance pack, which I would highly recommend, but still just very, very comfortable. The screens are still not my favorite, but I'm liking them more and more. I just wish that they weren't just stuck on. I wish they were integrated a little bit more, but the feeling in the steering wheel, the seats are comfortable as heck. That's for sure. And then we're gonna show you some of the handling characteristics of this Mustang GT. I'm gonna go ahead and take the shifter, put it in to the M, put it on M, which is for manual shifting. You just pull it all the way back. And now I can downshift. I have a gear indicator, very large on the dash, very prominently displayed. And now I could shift up and down using the paddles on the back of the wheel. But if you're ready, I'm ready. On throw, here we go. Fires it off like a Gatling gun. Very fast upshifts. Also, watch this. Very fast downshifts. And I like the way it gives a little bit of a blip to keep the chassis nice and stable. That shows the work that they did with the transmission and the chassis. You got those massive Brembos up front, help you shave speed faster than a husky sheds hair. And we're gonna accelerate from a dead stop here. Are you ready? On throw, here we go, yeah! On the brakes. Nice. Love this experience. Now in the Camaro, the engine revs out to about 6,700 RPM. In the Mustang GT, it revs out to 7,500 RPM. The torque in the Camaro comes in at a lower RPM. So I really feel like when you're driving the Camaro, right off the bat, it's gonna feel faster than the Mustang because of where the torque is. But this thing revs to the heavens and very, very smoothly. On throttle! Love that sound. This is what a Mustang is all about, is being able to put that top down and just have that open air experience. It's such a blast. And then you got all the latest and greatest technology, which is awesome. I'm gonna hear that sound in my freaking dreams. A ton of fun, but it really is the perfect cruiser or that perfect car to go for a canyon run on some twisty bits. But you can daily drive it to and from work, pick the kids up from school. Your kids will instantly become the coolest kids in school when mom or dad picks them up in a drop-top Mustang GT. But I'm hoping that this has been a good overall review. We're gonna get back to Walker Ford and wrap this up, so I'll see you in a Mustang minute. All right, guys, been another on-throttle, muscle Mustang kind of day here at Walker Ford. I definitely gotta thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, and Tracy getting us access to this 2024 Mustang GT. Let me know what you think. Are you gonna go drop top Mustang? Are you gonna go drop top Camaro SS? If you are, you better make your decision because there's not so many left at Chevrolet dealerships. But let me know which way you're gonna go. If you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Ladies Rides family. Of course, we need to give it up Stephen Flood Photography, working the camera like the champion that he is. He's actually gonna be winning an award at the end of this month through YouTube for his hard work. So thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.